Hello and welcome to this episode for Friday, but on Sunday. FibroFriday, but on Sunday. And today I'm going to be covering some things that are a little bit, challenging. I know that some people have a lot of questions about fibromyalgia and how it affects us in daily living. And honestly, it has taken me all this month to realize something pretty critical, actually. And that is that social connectiveness for people with fibromyalgia, whether it be via the internet or in person, the connections, the stability, and uplift is super, super important. Now, what do I mean by this? Social stresses can affect your life and the work that you do, how you feel internally. And where I'm coming from on this is that I had mentioned it in my last video, that it basically been cut off on a particular channel. No explanation. They're saying that it's a tech thing, and I'm not the only one who got cut off, and we're crying foul because it takes more than what they're saying, and we happen to know this, to do what they did. So they're saying it's a glitch, and we're saying no, it's not. What's your real issue? When you get ostracized like that with no explanation, where you've been asked to do things and you've done them voluntarily, but when you get pulled away and no explanation, like you get left off from a job or something that you actually enjoyed, you enjoy being a part of it, it wasn't that much for you, and then boom, all of a sudden you're out. You might notice afterwards your body responds in different ways. Now, I thought at first I was crazy about this. I thought, oh, people can get stressed out, but they just keep going. This is me. This is how I work. This is personally, I just push on. Unfortunately, in this particular case, it only took me until, most of January to realize, because now here it is, the end of January, that it has been affecting me. And I was not accepting it because I'm just that rigid about me getting work done, to get things done. This is who I am on me. That's why whenever I talk to other people, I share with them that I recommend doing what you feel works for you, and maybe push a little bit more just to keep your body functioning. But to the point that you're exhausted is not going to work. And sometimes what I've realized is even when you keep going at things that you're used to, but then a stressor comes along and pushes you, all of a sudden you have your body reacting in a way that it may not have in the past. The best example I can give is that as soon as this happened, at first it was a shock. I was just like, you what? I'm personally used to getting ostracized simply because it's happened to me throughout my years. And one time it was because my ex was causing havoc. Another time was because I lost a husband and they didn't know what to do with me. In this particular case, I have no idea why, and frankly, I'm to the point I don't care. But yet, for some reason, I do. Now, here's the kicker. How I know that for some reason I do is because my body has been reacting to these stressors. A lot of muscle spasms, my pit of my stomach, I sour stomach, struggling to function, struggling to just be on a daily basis to keep moving. And you know, I know allowing others to control your life is not right. You need to have faith, and you need to pray on it, and you need to know what to do in your right, for yourself to be strong. I know this, but yet I'm still struggling overall with it. And I bring this up simply because I've realized in this past week I have not been nearly as productive as I'd like to be. I've created a channel for dogs and cats. So if you're interested, let me know below. Comment below that you're interested in learning more about the cat and dog videos, because they're actually very interesting. There'll be a lot more, some funny, some, it just depends on where you're at. But it's all on dogs and cats. So, anyhow, that's something that I've been doing to kind of keep myself busy, as well as crafting, because I found that I do enjoy crafting, which brings me to my next point. Because I've addressed, can you work? Can you work with fibromyalgia? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Now, as much as I say that yes, you can work with fibromyalgia, you also have to remember your strengths. Because when you have fibromyalgia, working with your strengths is going to be your power. Taking your power back is so critical. Keep harnessing your personal power and being strong within yourself. It's a key ingredient. So finding your strengths, which is part of why I haven't posted some work from home videos, because tech is not my strength. I'm trying to figure out how to do video where I can show the computer screen, because I want you guys to be able to see the computer when I post it. But I found a few different jobs. The way that they're presented is kind of false advertising, for lack of a better description. It's kind of deceptive, and I'm going to post about it. I think deception is wrong, and it builds up a lot of hype for a lot of letdown. So, finding your strengths and working with them. I know, for one, that my strength is not in typing. I tried so hard for this transcription position that I was suggested to go for. And frankly, my typing is not my strength. Can I type? Yes. Am I fast at typing? But my errors on typing, the faster I go, the worse I get. Plain and simple. So transcription is not an option. But for some people, that's a strength. Apparently, my grandmother could type 120 words a minute on an Underwood. Now, for those of you who don't know, an Underwood is an old manual typewriter. No electronics to it. And I think it was 120 words with no errors. So that was her gift, not mine. I am a crafter. I am able to create so many things, as I have shown samples in my previous videos. So, I'd love to know what your strengths are. Do you know what your strengths are? And could you use help finding your strengths and building on them? Because I enjoy doing that kind of thing. So, that leads me to my last part. Work from home jobs. Pros and cons. You know, people say, oh, I want to work from home, or it would be so great to work from home. Yes, it would be. However, how self-disciplined are you? Because to work, you have to be self-disciplined when you're working at home, because you have to have a schedule. And if you're working for somebody, they might create a schedule for you. But is that schedule good for your health? You've got to be aware of these small details, because if you get a job for somebody else working from home, you're still on their terms, which means that you could end up stressing your body out. However, if you have your own work, your own creation, then you need to be able to set a schedule and work by it and live by it and making it count. The challenge with that is, how self-disciplined are you? How well do you know yourself to be able to stand firm on what you need to do to have your own work from home position? That's just an overall view of the pros and cons for working from home. Those are the biggies. So if you would like some one-on-one training, some one-on-one help with regards to work from home, leave me a comment below. I'd love to know if that would be of interest to you, because I'm looking at doing something for work from home bigger and broader than what I've talked about, sharing about different work from home possibilities, the pros, the cons with each possibility. I know I've talked about doing that. I'm still trying to figure out the tech part of it. Now, if I were to do like a one-on-one session, no problem. I got that, what I don't got is when these tech issues, with doing slideshows. I'm not the best at it, and I haven't had a lot of practice with it. And doing a workshop, which I could do if I ended up with a nice sized list of people, I would do a workshop for work from home. Anyhow, there you go. For social works, being aware of your boundaries, being strong about your boundaries, and knowing your body and how you're reacting is so important. And finding a work that is based on your strengths. Work from home is a good idea, but only if you can be strong and firm in your boundaries and your schedule. Until next time, have a great week.